With Dexter Morgan returning to his more lethal side in Dexter, Resurrection, the upcoming series is set to bring the character to an element that was absent from Dexter, New Blood. The upcoming Dexter revival is a continuation of the Showtime crime drama that ran from 2006 to 2013, which adapts Jeff Lindsay's serial killer novels to the television screen. Taking place after the events of Dexter, New Blood, Dexter, Resurrection sees Michael C. Hall's character make his way to the streets of New York City following his brief period in hiding to find his son. After faking his death in the original Dexter series' 8th and final season, Dexter made his way to the small town of Iron Lake, New York, under a new identity and having found a way to repress his darker, more lethal urges. Despite leaving his past behind, however, Dexter's son Harrison, Jack Alcott, pursues the former serial killer to his new home in an attempt to repair their strained relationship, but his son's return comes as his dark passenger is beginning to surface once more. Ultimately, Dexter urges Harrison to shoot him to give his son peace. Dexter's purpose of taking out serial killers never would have been served in a place like Iron Lake. Iron Lake distanced Dexter from his profession. With Dexter Season 8 seeing much of the former serial killer's life having fallen apart, Iron Lake was meant to be a fresh start after he rid himself of the influence of the dark passenger persona. Dexter did not need to satiate his dark urges and had constructed a peaceful life under the new identity of Jim Lindsay, with new loves and opportunities. Furthermore, before Harrison tracked him down, Dexter could at least take solace in knowing his son was cared for. Although this allowed Dexter, New Blood to take a slower, more character-focused route, it also removed one of the core aspects of the series. While a killer eventually stumbled into his path, it is far from the rogues gallery that he accumulated across the original series, making the element of a killer hunting killers become more redundant. As such, for some, Dexter, New Blood proved to be too much of a departure. New York City is an even better hiding place for Dexter than Miami. New York offers new stakes to his current mission. Michael C. Hall yelling in Dexter Resurrection. The setting of New York in Dexter, Resurrection promises to be a return to form. Just with its grander area, the city offers more opportunities, not just in terms of who could be lurking amongst its population, but through its sprawling and towering architecture, complete with subways, alleyways, and packed streets. As such, the series could see plenty of tense set pieces while Dexter searches for Harrison and evades Angel Batista, David Zayas. Bringing the Dexter franchise back for another show was never going to be easy, especially after the end of Dexter, New Blood. This is why a change of setting is so important. Interestingly, while we need something different for this iteration, we also need to see Dexter in a slightly more familiar environment after the events of New Blood. Dexter's serial killer hunting is getting its biggest test yet in Resurrection. New York streets could provide the perfect test for Dexter's will. The New York setting is also perfect for the new obstacle that Dexter faces in the upcoming series when it comes to the topic of other killers. Alongside his mission to find Harrison, Dexter is also summoned by Peter Dinklage's mysterious Leon Prater, who assembles him and a group of fellow serial killers in the cast of Dexter, Resurrection, including Lady Vengeance, Kristen Ritter, the Tattoo Collector, Neil Patrick Harris, Rapunzel, Eric Stonestreet, and the Gemini Killer, David Dasmalchian. The reason for their meeting is unknown. However, if they are set against one another, New York could provide a perfect arena for a deadly game. With Dexter forced to grapple with not only the authorities but an assembled legion of killers as he searches for Harrison, it is clear that Dexter, Resurrection will be a much higher stakes affair when compared to past seasons. Furthermore, the city of New York is unfamiliar ground to Dexter, meaning he will be out of his element and even less in control. While he may still be holding hopes of turning a new leaf, it is clear that this goal won't come as easily as his time in Iron Lake, forcing him to potentially dip more into his darker side.